Happy Thursday.
Good evening. How are you?
Good evening. How are you?
It is a Thursday for
It is
sure.
a Thursday. Listen, it's almost Friday.
It
How
is
about that?
almost Friday. It's just not Friday yet, and they're talking about snow. And
Oh, don't remind me. We are not going to say the S word over here. We're
I'm
not saying the
so
S word.
tired. But good evening, everybody. We are here again to talk about your favorite topic.
Yes. It's everybody's favorite topic. So, first, let's do quick introductions. Mostly everybody already knew who we are, but for anybody who hit that play button and don't know who we are, quick introduction. My name is Tawana Blasingame. I am the. I was about to start with the queen size introduction. Okay, let's rewind. I am
She's
the
got so many
executive
businesses.
producer of the Full Figure Industry Awards. I am also the CEO and editor in chief of Queen Size Magazine. Depending on which platform I'm on, the introduction will be reversed. So yeah, I almost went into QSM mode.
So whole
Gabby.
business woman.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. I am Gabriella Simone Parker. I am the Assistant Production Director of the Full Figured Industry Awards. And as I said earlier, we are back with you. Nominations are live, and we just want to give a little bit more information, give some updates, and talk to you guys about how that's going and what you can do to get involved.
Yep. So I know with social media algorithms, people are like, "Oh gosh, I didn't know nominations started." Okay, so nominations are live. Nominations went live on February 5th, exactly 10 days ago. So we are at the halfway mark. Our nominations are going to end what day, Gabby?
They are ending on Friday, February 23rd at 11:59 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time. Okay.
Eastern Standard Time.
Right. I mean, because we have people from all over, so
We
we
do.
have to
Someone asked
specify.
about Pacific time to tune into this live. We thank you. Hello to the West Coast. Thank you for tuning in with us. Yes, they are ending at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on February 23rd.
Yep. So I do want to remind people on, what the process is. Some people go to the website and ask me, what do I do while I'm here? So other than just read, I'm going to help you out a little bit. Okay.
Just a little bit.
I try to make, and I talk about this all the time. I try to make things simple as possible for people. I try to over communicate with people. When I write directions for people, like I try to be very specific. So, when I write it giving the answer to what I already know that they're going to ask me.
Right.
So it is a simple process for the nominations. So this is just the round one. This is the first phase of our nomination process. This is where you and your followers or your fans, whatever you want to call them, get involved and nominate yourself, or they nominate you. But here's the thing: I want y'all to understand something. There is no shame. So in previous years, we talked about, hey guys, make sure you get people to nominate you, right? It's okay to nominate yourself, but this year we are encouraging you to nominate yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to nominate you. Nominate yourself. I will say this: there are, so as far as the nominations, like I take a peep at the names that come across. I'm like, okay, there are a lot of new people on here. There
Yes,
are
there
a
are,
lot.
which is a good thing.
It is a good thing. It is a good thing. But I'm like, and then, of course, me, because, I know a lot of people in the industry, I'm looking for some names. And I'm like, where is this person? You guys, don't wait for other people to nominate you, okay? Go ahead and nominate yourself. Just saying.
Give yourself the flowers that you deserve. Don't wait on anybody to hype you up. You know who you are, you know what you've done. do not be afraid to go on and nominate yourself.
Right.
If
We're
you're
not gonna
too
tell the
bashful
world
to
you
do
did.
that, if you're too bashful to do that, go ahead and, send out a group text or something and tell your friends, "Hey, look, I really want this award. Can you go ahead and nominate me? Here's all the information you need." Make it easy for them. I saw a designer on Instagram who did that, and they put up a poll and said, "Do you think I'm deserving of this award?" And they said, "If you reply yes, I will send you all of the information needed to submit me for this award." So get creative. If you don't want to do it yourself, get your customers, get your clients, get your fans to do it for you. But submit.
It's I saw a few people posting on social, their information. If you want to nominate me, here's all the information, right? And so what I will say, and because I did this little rant, I did the rant, and I'm not usually a rant on social media, girl. Like I did this little rant, and everybody's gonna go and find this rant. I did this rant on social media because people kept emailing asking, can we simplify the process, right? And I'm like, how simple do you want it to get? I guess people are just used to what we were doing before, just typing your name, da da da, whatever, right? But now we're asking people, to give us the information that we need, because us trying to find the information from people was just so difficult.
It's
Stop
hard.
making if you're a business professional, stop making it so hard for people to find these basic business information.
Right.
So, and I'm gonna go through some of the questions that we ask
Yeah.
on
I
the
mean, some of the
application.
things that we ask for the application are should be common knowledge if you are in business, running a business. For the most part, people should be able to easily identify the information
Hmm.
that we ask for. I would say maybe the only thing that may not be right in your face is how many years you've been doing it. But this is a good time to put that up there. If you have a website, because you must have a website
Right.
for all of the categories, put it in your about me page, when you got started, how long you've been in business. This is a good time to update your professional bios with that information that we're asking for.
And the interesting thing is, we've been talking about this. Our first show was in 2019, and we've been talking about bios for that many years and more and more. But in terms of this particular platform for the fires, we've been talking about bios. And so if you have a bio, it should say when you started. Even on your social media, that about me part right there, 160 characters, something in there. It should say, because think about this as a business professional, right? If let's just use QSM for instance, someone is looking for an experienced publication, right? How do we know if you're experienced or not? So when you look up the business, you should be able to find a way to contact me, whether it is by phone or it is by email, right? You should be able to learn about the business itself. Now, these business professionals, these are common knowledge. People should be able to look you up. Remember when they had them T-shirts people was wearing all the time, Googleable? I low key wanted one though.
You
Um,
just unlocked the memory for me.
right. And so when people Google you, what exactly are they going to find? Imagery is not everything. It's not going to be, the meat and potatoes of your business. Even if you are a model, like there has to be some way for people to contact you. There has to be a way for people to learn about you, see your portfolio, all that good stuff. So these are things that you should have easily accessible to your clients or potential clients. So we'll go through one of the applications because all of the applications ask for the same thing. Let me take this thing out my ear. So the first question is, we ask, are you submitting for yourself or someone else? Don't worry, we're not going to tell the world that you nominated yourself. Go ahead and nominate yourself. It's okay. Um, we're asking you for the name of your business. Um, your name, first name, last name. People
It's
should know that, right? Even if you have an alias, okay? I like to know people before I do business people with people. I like to know your legal name, right? Um, your email address. People should know how to email you, right? When did you start doing business? The year. We don't need the exact date. We just need the year.
yeah.
Your social media handles and your contact number. A contact number as a business professional, people should be able to contact you. Don't say I don't give my personal number out. I mean, I'm not going to say no more about that. But those are the questions that we ask on the application because those are all the things that we need. So we need to be able to contact you. If we have a question, if you're not someone who checks their emails regularly, I'm not promising that we're going to call you, but if I wanted to call you, I should be able to call you, right?
Right.
So that is the application process. Simple, right? I
Very,
don't
very
know
simple.
that you can get any more simple than that.
No, that's it.
You know?
That's it.
So just as a quick reminder, nominations have already started. We are more than halfway through nominations. It's going to close on the 23rd. Now there is Gabby wanted to do a poll. I'm gonna let Gabby do her poll before I make this one other statement.
So, going through the submissions that we had so far, there are definitely some popular categories and, some that aren't as popular. And so I wanted people to take a guess at what the most popular category for submissions are so far. Um, there are a few, but you don't win anything, but I just wanted you all to take a guess to see which category you thought was the most popular one so far. And we're not going to tell you either.
Right. Just go ahead and guess. Just go ahead and guess.
Humor me.
Just to know, if you follow us, you already know the answer to this question because I've talked about this before. So I will say this: there is one category in particular that have not. I'm sorry, I'm just share. I'm just hitting the share button on this. There's one category in particular. Having audio ish challenges. Okay. There's one category in particular that has not gotten any nominations, right? And I wanted to put that out there. I'm not going to tell you which category it is, but in a case where in this first phase there are no nominations, that is just one category we will not have at the live show. So I said that to say this: don't sit back and wait for people to nominate you. Go ahead and nominate yourself and just put it out there for people who want to nominate you. People who may not be following us or who are following you, just go ahead and throw it up so people are aware that this is happening, these are going on, and that they have this opportunity to go ahead and nominate you. So go ahead and do that. Um, the other thing I wanted to talk about, people keep asking, what's next? What's next after nominations? Let me go to this website because I wanted to. We do have a timeline on our nominations page that tells you when each phase will start. So after the 23rd, when the initial nominations phase one, where we are taking the applications, once that closes, we are not accepting any more nominations. That's it. So starting before I get to March 4th, but after that, after nominations close, we are going to start sending people emails who have been nominated um, to let them know, hey, congratulations, you have been nominated for this category. If it's more than one category, you'll get more than one email. So make sure you check your emails, right? So is everybody going to get a email? Everybody's getting an email. If you've been nominated, you're going to get an email. Okay. Um, Starting March 4th is when the nominees are going to have to step in and start submitting their content to us. What exactly does that mean? Because this is where we have updated the process. The nominees are going to have to do the legwork now. And I said this before, we are no longer going to have a committee of people searching through your social media, searching through your website to find out what you have done for to submit to the voting committee. We're not doing that anymore. And the reason why we are not doing that anymore is because simple, a lot of you don't have updated websites. A lot of you do not put all the things that you have done out there for people to find. So you are going to have to do the legwork and you are going to have to submit to us what you want to go up for voting. Um, it is no longer going to be based on what you did over your entire career or even the last year. The last 36 months, you're going to submit content from the last 36 months. And we'll talk about a little bit about what you would have to submit. Each category is different. Everybody's not going to have to submit the same thing. So, are we going to make this information available to the public? I decided not to do that. Initially, it was going to go up on the website exactly what you were going to have to submit. I'm not doing that for the simple fact that I don't want people to have access to it who are not nominated, because then everybody's just going to see it and just start submitting stuff to us. And I don't want that. So what we will do is we will send you an email with either a Word doc or a PDF doc that's going to have a list of everything that you have to submit to us. So it's readily available to you. And I wanted to say that because I believe I said in a previous live that we were going to have it on the website. I decided not to do that because I know people. Okay. I know people. So let's talk about Silver Fox.
Okay.
So if you are a Silver Fox, I'm going to go down the list of everything. If you are a Silver Fox that was nominated, your email is going
yes.
Right. Your email is going to, congratulations, you were nominated in the Silver Fox category. These are the things that you are going to have to submit to us. Now, I do suggest sending it in a Dropbox, sending it in a WeTransfer. Do not send multiple emails. We are not going to be sifting through hundreds of emails just to see which email is yours. Okay? Send one email. Create a little Dropbox, put all the stuff in the Dropbox, send us the link with all this information in it. We have a tech guy. We know a guy. If you need help on how to submit it in one email, we can absolutely help with that. But again, do not send us multiple emails. So I'll go down the list of Silver Fox nominees. You are going to have to submit a professional portfolio. That professional portfolio is going to consist of 10 high quality images, videos, or samples representing your accomplishment in each respective field. Now, Silver Fox are not just models. Silver Fox is based on ages 50 and over. So as a Silver Fox, you can be a model. As a Silver Fox, you can be a makeup artist. You can be a designer as long as you are 50 and older. So that's why we say in your respective field. If you are a makeup artist and a model, it's okay to mix up your portfolio because it's all you don't have to submit more than one. Just send us the portfolio of what you do. 10 images. Don't send me 20.
Please don't send us 20.
Don't send me 30. I said 10. And
That's the
people
mind.
are overzealous sometimes. They like, oh, I want you to pick. No, I'm not going to pick.
Narrow it down.
Because
Narrow
you
it
know
down.
what's going to happen? Here's what's going to happen. We are going to get all of these nominees who are going to submit all these things, right? And everybody's going to submit way more than what we asked for, okay? Which is not fair. Even across the board, we want it even across the board, level the playing field. So, you know what's going to happen? Choosing the first 10. If that 11th image was your best one, sorry,
Can't do it.
picking the first 10, okay? Only 10. And that's just the images. If you have not created a bio, I've been saying this every year when nominations open, and some of you still have not created a bio. At one point for QSM on the QSM platform, I've gotten so tired of getting 2 sentence bios. I offered to write bios for people for free. One person took me up on that offer. Okay, one person. So no, that offer still does not stand anymore. So no. So the you have to submit your bio. Your bio is a detailed bio highlighting your career accomplishments, achievements, sorry, experience and contributions to your respective industry. Your bio should be between 500 and 700 words. Between 500 and 700 words. I'm not going to ask you to sit there and count it. If you have word, there's a word count at the bottom that will tell you. If your bio is 800 words, that's okay. If it's only 200 words, that is not okay. We are also going to ask you, it sounds like a lot, but it's not a lot. Because what we are trying to do, we are trying to set you up to create these portfolios that you should already have. When people go up for jobs and they ask you for all of these things, they ask you for your degrees, they ask you for your certificates, they ask you for what your skills are, they ask you for your education, they ask you for your employee experience. Like these are
Resume,
things that you
cover
should
letter,
have.
personal
Mhm.
statement. Yep.
All of these things that you have. So achievements and recognitions. Submit documentation of any awards, honors, or recognition received in the past 36 months. Don't send me anything from 5 years ago. Within 36 months. Okay. Um, Media presence, any media presence that you have had, links to interviews, links to podcast interviews that you have done, any media appearances that you have done, where you featured in publications. We need the tear sheets or the direct links. Don't send a link to something that we have to purchase to read.
No, just send the tear sheet.
Just send the tear sheet. You can always reach out to a publication and ask them for a tear sheet if it's not an online publication. Otherwise, direct link to that article. Don't send me a link to queensizemagazine.com and I have to go look for your article. A direct link to your article. Okay?
Right.
And then this is where we ask our silver fox to get creative. Provide at least one example of how you have demonstrated the ability to adapt to industry trends and innovations. That's probably the hardest thing that you have to do. And then we ask you for your headshot and your logo if you have one. That's it. Hey Monique. Hey Gary. Um Monique saying again for the people in the back. So that's it for the Silver Fox. And if you are nominated in the Silver Fox category, you will get an email with all the stuff that you have to submit. However, you just got a sneak peek and you just got a heads up.
Mm-hmm.
If
So get
you are listening, hit the rewind button and write this stuff down and start getting your stuff together. If you haven't nominated yourself in that category, go ahead and do so. So now you got a sneak peek. The last time we did the live, we did a sneak peek for the models. So
Mhm.
if y'all pay attention to the things that we tell you, we kind of give you the answers before the test. We'll go through one more. Which one are we doing, Gabby?
Let's do podcasts.
Let's do podcasts. Okay. So the podcast, if you are nominated in the podcast category, you are going to get an email after nominations close saying, congratulations, you have been nominated. Your podcast has been nominated for Outstanding Podcast. These are the things that you are going to have to submit to us starting March 4th. I'll give you the end date in a second. Now, podcast. First of all, for a podcast, if your podcast is only broadcasted on social media, you do not qualify in this category. That's not a podcast, it's a live. It's two different things. I'm not being shady to nobody, I'm just saying your podcast has to live on a podcast
On
platform.
podcasts. Yeah.
So it can be what is that um gosh, I want to say Spotify. Is it Spotify? No, Spotify is for music, right?
No, there's podcasts on
Okay,
Spotify.
Spotify. Thank you. They have the Apple
They have
Podcast,
Apple Podcasts. Yep.
right? Blog Talk Radio,
Mm-hmm.
YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
StreamYard can be considered your podcast if it sits on a website. Now, for you people who are looking at us on Facebook, that's only because we click the button to stream there. So with StreamYard, you can record your podcast and you can upload it to a site to make it a podcast. So if you only go live on social media and Facebook, like that's where your content lives, I should say, then it's not a podcast. So I just wanted to clear that up. So you're going to have to submit us links to 3 specific episodes that cover entertainment, health, relationship, politics, pop culture related topics, but it has to be related to the plus or big and tall industry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Groundbreaking episodes. Send us 2 links. Send us links to 2 episodes that are considered groundbreaking or particularly impactful. You must specify how these episodes stand out and provide notable feedback received. What does that mean? Don't just go eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm going to send you this one because this was my favorite. The most impactful. Think about the topic itself, how it affected people who are listening to it, right? And then you should get feedback from at least 2 people who have listened to this and explain how it was impactful to them, not to you. Your audience engagement. Submit statistics on average monthly downloads. This is where social media is not going to help you. So if you have a platform, YouTube or Apple Podcasts, those statistics are easy to get. Testimonials. Submit feedback from 2 loyal listeners. Achievements and recognitions. These last 3 are going to be the same across the board for any category. So submit documentation on any awards, honors, or recognitions that you received. Media presence. Send links to interviews or podcasts. Not your podcast. You have to be interviewed on somebody else's podcast, okay? Media appearances, your logo, and your headshot. Now, important. If you have a podcast and it's more than one of you, we need all of your names. Everybody's name, everybody's headshot. If you want to submit a group headshot, that's fine. But we should know how many of you there are. Right. We should know how many of you there are and your names. So those are the things, the examples of some of the things that you would have to submit to us starting March 4th. Once you get that email, so if you are a podcast and you were listening and writing this stuff down, you will be ready. Okay. Because it's nothing for me to just say, hey, Gabby, how did you feel about this podcast, this episode? You loved it? Oh, can you just write me a review on it?
So
Nothing.
I want to speak on that point. I know we aren't revealing the full criteria, the submission criteria for every single category, but that testimonial piece is pretty consistent across categories. So I
Mm.
wanted us to talk a little bit more about that. Like, this is a little nugget, a little cheat code for all of you so that maybe this part you can start getting together is that testimonial piece. We are asking for testimonials from your customers, your clients, your listeners, your fans, whatever category you fall in, whoever you serve, we are asking for testimonials. So maybe if you know that you have submitted or want to submit or want somebody to submit for you, maybe start getting that together now. It's anywhere from 2 to 3 testimonials. Start reaching out to people, put up a post on social media
Mm-hmm.
asking for people who have worked with you to submit a review, a testimonial about how they feel about working with you, because we are asking for that when you make it to the next round. If you make it to the next round, you will need those testimonials, and you don't want to get too close to the deadline for submissions and have all of the information that you're responsible for and then scramble to get testimonials from somebody else, because people have lives, they have jobs, they have kids, they may need time to sit down and write that. So go ahead and get that part out of the way now so you can focus on everything else that you need to complete your submission. Get the testimonials done.
So that's a good point. Another one that is kind of across the board as well are the, I won't give you the exact name, achievements and recognition in the media presence. Now, if you have not had any media presence is interviews on podcasts, interviews on maybe someone's blog. Um, have you been on TV? Have you been in a publication? If you have not had any of that stuff, it is okay. Don't count yourself out. Just say, I don't have any of that stuff. Oh, I have not had any media presence. That is okay. It's okay if you did not have it. It does not mean that if you don't have it, now you have to count yourself out. We're just asking you to submit it if you do have it. So all of your content is going to go up to the two different committees, and then they're going to look through it. So just because, and I gave this example to somebody else. So if let's just say what was the first one we did? Silver Fox. I'm a Silver Fox, right? Even though I'm not a Silver Fox, I'm not there yet. And I submitted all of the content. I submitted my 10 images. I submitted my testimonials. I submitted my achievements and my recognitions. I submitted everything that you asked me for, right? And then somebody else came along and they submitted everything except for, I don't have any achievements and no, everybody has achievements. I don't have any media presence, right? So if if 1, 2, and 3 were strong, and this person over here that submitted everything, theirs weren't as strong as yours, then guess what? You have a leg up on there because it's a point system.
Right.
It's not, oh, this person has everything 1 through 5, this person did not, you get 5 points, you get 4 points. No. So it's all judged on everything that you submit to us. So that's why we're asking people to submit your strongest content, submit the best of the best, especially your imagery.
Mhm.
And please do not submit watermarked images.
Say it
Please,
again.
please do not submit watermarked images.
in case you didn't hear.
Because I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say this, right? So when people submit watermarked images, right, it says a lot to me, depending on the content itself. So I could have done a time for print shoot. I know that this watermark is going to be on there, right? But if all of my images on my site or my social media has all watermarked images, what does that say? Like, where are you on the scale of professionalism, right? You're not doing any photos. You're only doing time for print. Like, and I know some of the images come from shows and such, but I want to see some high quality images that you submit to us. And so these are all the people that are on the committees are all professionals. These are photographers. These are producers. Like, these are people who have been in the industry for a long time, so they know what to look for. So if you're going to submit, make sure you submit your best work, top to bottom. So I think that is important, because somebody did ask me that. Somebody was like, well, what if I don't have any media presence? Like, do I need to go and do that real fast? No, you don't. If you don't have it, you don't have it. You don't need to submit it. Just make sure everything else that you submit is strong.
Right.
And that's that. So in terms of the dates, um, and write down the dates. This phase one, where we're accepting the applications, the nominations, is going to close on the 23rd, 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. Okay. We are not accepting any submissions after that. Any nominations, I should say. Um, when do you start submitting your content? Once we email you, you start submitting that on March 4th. So you have to give us some time to start emailing people, all these hundreds of people who have been nominated. And then on March 4th, you start submitting your stuff. March 22nd, you got from March 4th to the 22nd to submit. We are not accepting any content submissions after the 22nd, 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. I'm saying that. I love saying that. So that's what, 3 weeks, something like that.
Something like that. 3 weeks.
Yeah, about 3 weeks. So you have 3 weeks to start getting that content together. But again, if you've listened to this live, then you should already know where to get started with. So you already know everybody's going to have to submit imagery. So you might as well start building your portfolio.
Build your portfolio now.
Yeah.
Start going through your hundreds of pictures and curating and saying, well, I really like this one. Just start curating now.
So with QSM, we recently did a cover search. And I asked people, when you submit, please do not submit watermarked images.
You got watermarked images.
I want to say about 40% of the people submitted watermarked images.
Which, if you don't know, if a photographer puts a watermark on your image, you can go back to that photographer and ask what you need to do to get them to remove it. Maybe it's pay a fee, maybe it's sign. Like, most of them that I've worked with are willing to remove it, whatever their conditions are.
Right.
But it is a thing, whatever they tell you they need from you, whether it's, an additional fee or a release or, whatever it is, if that is the picture that you are set to want to submit, there are ways to get them to remove it. Legal, ethical ways. Don't remove it yourself. Don't do that.
Please don't remove that.
Don't do that
yourself. Please don't try to crop it out.
Watermark. Don't crop it out. Do not do that. But they are willing to provide you with an image without a logo or a watermark, for whatever their conditions are. So please figure out what those are and honor them if that's the picture you want.
Please, pretty please. Real quick, I'm also going to go through the rest of the timeline before I hop off. But from April, from March 4th to the 22nd is when you start submitting your content once we email you. If you have not received an email, don't just submit content. And actually I've had a couple of people do that, honestly and truly. So I've gotten a couple of emails already that said, hey, I want to submit so and so for this award. Here's a few images. This is her story. It's not how this works. But if you don't know, you don't know, right? Not everybody follows us. So all good. But public voting, this is where everything else will stay the same as in previous years. Our public voting is going to start August. Lord have mercy. What is with me in these months? April 8th. April 8th to the 12th is public voting. You don't need that long to vote. Okay. So it is not, it's just a week. We're not giving you 3 weeks to vote. Get your votes in. And then the committee votes. Let me explain this process for the people who don't know. Public voting. Everybody will go up for voting. I'm sorry, 4 to 8 people. No less than 4, no more than 8. Will go up for public voting. And then the top 4 from those votes will go to committee voting. The committee will go through the content and then vote the winner from there. The winner is announced at the show on November 2nd. Final nominee announcements are announced on or around April 29th. So everybody has those dates. February 5th to the 23rd, phase 1. That's the phase we are in right now, nominations. Phase 2, content submissions. That's when you start submitting your content once you receive your email, March 4th to the 22nd. Public voting, April 8th to April 12th. Committee voting, April 15th to April 19th. Final nominee announcements are April 29th, on or around April 29th. The show is November 2nd in Jamaica, Queens. Same location. We've had it since day one.
Same place, same time.
Yeah, and that's what our timeline will look like. When our honorary announcements will come out, our honorary announcements are going to come out, I believe, in April. I don't have the exact date in front of me. Phil is probably going to check and text it to me, but then our honorary announcements will come out. When does ticket sales start? Ticket sales starts once after we have released the final nominees and the honorees. So that's probably in May or June. Don't have the exact date in front of me, but you guys will know way ahead of time. Again, on the tickets, before I say goodbye, don't wait till the last minute to buy tickets, please. I beg you.
Well, they will go quickly.
They will go quickly. One thing that we are changing up, and I am very comfortable announcing this right now, is our nominees for tickets. Nominees get comp tickets. You will get a +1 at 50% off of your ticket, of the ticket price. The reason why we have changed that is because we were giving away a lot of free tickets and people were not showing up. So that's a lot of lost money for us. So if you want to bring a plus one, your plus one can come to, and I'm saying one, saying one. It's that one finger, okay? One. Your plus one at a 50% discount ticket is allowed to come with you to the VIP reception. One. Anybody else that comes to the show on a full price ticket. Honorees still get plus ones, not a discount. Honorees still get a plus one. So, so yeah, yes, book have that plus one. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Those are all the updates that I wanted to share with everybody. Um, Gabby, do you have anything that you want to add before we let people go?
Nominate, nominate others, nominate yourselves. If you've been nominated before, nominate again. If you've won before, nominate again. You do good work every year. Give yourself the flowers that you deserve. Don't be afraid to nominate. Don't feel like you've done enough. You've never done enough. Keep nominating. Some of you people, you legacy people, have been out of here for years. Um, honor that, and nominate. This
That's
is the
right.
5th year of the Full Figured Industry Awards, so it's going to be a special year. We've got a lot of good things planned. We're only elevating. If you came last year, we're not doing anything but building upon that experience. You want to be in the building, you want to be a part of this. We're making history this year. So do it. Don't be shy.
Right. Go ahead and complete that nomination form. So I do have the dates for you.
Thank you, sir.
Everybody needs themselves a fill, okay? Um if you want to volunteer, our volunteer announcement is going to come out soon. Um I'm looking for the tickets. Oh, early bird tickets are starting June 12th. Honorary announcements are going to start dropping in May. I think these dates are changing because I think tickets are going to start in May. Only because I believe we moved these dates up. But yeah, just keep an eye out for our announcements. If you are not following us on social media, make sure you follow us on social media. A lot of our information drops on Instagram first, and then Facebook, because that's where most people follow us on Instagram. We do send out newsletters as well. So if you have not received a newsletter from us recently, because one just went out about nominations, go ahead and go to the website and sign up for the newsletter. Who selects the host and hostesses for each category? You know, Monique. um, So the production team selects the hosts for each category. Um, they are usually reserved for our sponsors first, and then we start picking people based on who's nominees and who's not nominees and this, that, and other. There's no real rhyme or reason. I'm gonna be honest with you, but um, if that was you throwing your name in the hat, Monique received. I heard you loud and clear. Okay. Um, so if anybody has any questions, just feel free to email us. And we're very responsive via email, thefias@gmail.com. Um, Phil did drop the Linktree email to all of our social media handles and our website and our Gmail. Let me tell y'all, if y'all don't have a LinkedIn or not LinkedIn, sorry,
A link tree.
Linktree. If y'all don't have a Linktree, and I know there are other ones like Linktree. If you don't have one, oh, it is excellent. Let me tell you, It is excellent. Get you one. It is just one place you can go and just start clicking stuff. It's so easy. I love people who have link trees or you know whatever
You
other
find
platform
what you're
they
looking for
use.
very quickly.
Yeah, it is just it's so simple. I love it. I love it. Like, what's your email address? Like, if I like for people who have even if you have a website, it's just one place. If I go to your social media and I click that link tree, it is going to give, well, it should give me, direct clicks to your website, your email address, anything important that you want people to know about. All all my links is in another one. Which one do you use, Jasmine? Because I know there are several. I think Sheena uses one. I think it's called Social something or the other. But I love them. I love them. If you don't have it linked to your social media profiles, make sure you get that. So all my links. Good for you. Good for you, Jasmine. So yeah, that's all I wanted to add. All the updates I have to offer you guys. Like I feel like, we overshare because we want people to know what's going on. So people don't say, well, I did not know. Um, Share it with your friends, share it with your followers, let people know what's happening, let people know to go ahead and nominate you. They can go ahead and nominate themselves as well. Just, share the wealth.
Absolutely.
Anywho, that's all. I have nothing else to offer. Make sure you guys are following our website. All of our links are on our website as well, thefires.com. Nominations are on there. And just, nominate, nominate, nominate. I can't stress enough. Nominate. I want to see a lot more names. I want to see a lot more names. I appreciate the new people that I have been introduced to. That's pretty dope. It's good to see some new faces as well, but I want to see the old ones too, mixed sprinkled in there too. So go ahead and nominate yourself. Um, that's it. I'll let you close us out. Like I feel like we're in church now. Go ahead, Gabby, pray us out.
For me to do the benediction.
Pass around the offering, pray.
Y'all for coming out. Drive home safely. No, everything she said, we are gearing up for some exciting stuff. Just keep nominating. You've got about 8 days left to get those nominations in. Um, legacy people nominate, new people nominate. Let's get a little bit of old, little bit of new. Let's mix it all together and let's just have a party.
Love,
Absolutely.
love.
Grateful for the vision of Tawana to create this space to celebrate each other. So let's honor that, and really push for the nominations so that we can properly celebrate the people who need to be celebrated.
Thank you. November 2nd is the date. Make sure you put it in your calendar, save the date. If you were at the show last year, then you already know who Chef Gary is, the
Yes.
executive chef for the VIP hour. He is coming back again
Yes.
this year. We haven't talked about the good food that he's making yet, but yeah, and this year we're going to actually I'm just going to drop this little gem for y'all for the people who are here, okay? Now, y'all know in previous years we do not hey chef. It's on. Um so y'all know, oh chef, I made rice yesterday. Um Inside Joe. So in previous years, we never sold VIP tickets. VIP tickets were only for the
Invite only.
sponsors, the nominees, and the honorees. This year, we are going to be releasing a handful of VIP tickets for sale. For the people who say, oh, I'm not a nominee and I'm not an honoree and I'm not a plus one, but I want to come to the VIP hour, we are going to be releasing a few tickets, a few VIP tickets. Yeah, when they drop, that's
You
it.
better get them.
Do
That's it.
not reach out to me and say,
Don't.
oh my God, I did not see it. Okay. Once they're gone because it's not going to be a lot of them. Okay.
Listen, if you miss out on the opportunity to taste that amazing food, I feel sorry for you. You
And the
better jump
drinks.
and the
The drink.
drinks.
What was our drink called? Wait, was our drink? What was our drink called? Was
I forgot, but I know people were twisted.
Phil? What was the drink called? It was what was? Oh gosh, it was called the Firefly. A play on the fires. It was called the Firefly. We went back and forth with the silhouette and the Firefly, but it was called the Firefly. The Firefly is a signature drink. My niece makes it, and when I tell you, thank you for that. It was called the Firefly. When I tell you that drink had people leaning up on the wall,
They were
I'm not
flying away.
mentioning no names, but it was amazing. So November 2nd, you guys make sure you go online and hey Latanya, make sure you go online and submit your nominations for yourself and for other people. Make sure you read them guidelines to make sure you belong in that category. I said that before Jay-Z said it. I'm just saying, putting that out there. So make sure you read before you submit yourself or somebody else in a category that you don't belong to. Anyway, thank you guys. I have another call in 4 minutes because entrepreneurship does not stop. Okay.
Never sleep.
Um, Thank you for joining us. This was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I said, Gab, we're gonna be here for 30 minutes tops. That
You know, when we get on here, we got to talk to the people and give them the information. So
yeah.
I never like to rush it, but I think that we gave them everything they needed. Please submit your nominations and keep
Yep.
an eye out for emails and get things in on time.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Good night.